Welcome back to the next episode of our interview miniseries with Pixel Rain. Today we discuss what makes Robbie Swifthand and the Orb of Mysteries stand out against other platformers. Before we get into it, subscribe to the channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Redonkulous Gaming, and visit us at www.redonkoulousgaming.com.
So all that being said, what are some of the things that you feel really stands out about Robbie Swifthand versus really any other platform that's available today? Platformer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it's because it's, let's say, challenging, because there are many challenging platformers out there.
Yeah.
But I would definitely say the way that challenges are presented, the way it forces you to think, the way it takes you and tells you, okay, if you make a mistake, you're pretty much done for it. You only have one life, and each time you die, you have a piece of a dead Robbie spirit, like left over. You've seen that.
Just
So
haunting me and mocking me the whole time, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you died here. You did a mistake here and you died a horrible death. You're going to see that, and you're going to remember what happened there. Another thing is that I bet that every person that has died at least, let's say, 10 times at Robbie has laughed to at least half of them. Like, you cannot stand like,
Yeah, that's
okay,
true.
I died.
Yeah.
You laugh. It's hilarious the way he dies and the way he reacts with the traps. So that's two things. And with the third thing, I would say the way that Nick has designed the whole experience to be. Like, instead of going, okay, here's level 1, 2, 3, and 4, the game introduces you to pave your own path to the end. And the way that let's say, non-linear.
Yeah, the thing is
Sure.
that we didn't try to reinvent the wheel. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of indie games try to make something really unique and try to stand out from the crowd, but there are a lot of games. If you look at the past, on the 16-bit generation, which was, for me, it was the platformer era, where like Sonic, Mario, and all the other platformers.
Yeah.
There are a lot of great games to take inspiration from, and people tend to ignore or pay less attention to the quality of their game and try to innovate something that will make their games sell. We just wanted to make a game that is so fun, and it walks on the path of the older games, but it incorporates all the new technology with it. So that's why we're using dynamic lighting and a lot of techniques from the 3D games, like normal mapping, reflections, and all kind of stuff, like post-processing. But on the other hand, the game feels like it should, like you're playing on an older console, and it's not trying to reinvent the wheel, but it's paying homage to all these games, and it's fun. Sometimes you have to keep it simple in order to make it great. I'm not saying that there are no new things in this game. Okay, there are a lot of small
Yeah.
small details
Yeah.
that make it
Mhm.
completely different from any other game, but we wanted to make a platformer. A lot of games today, you try to play and
They try to make
yeah,
5 genres
you
together.
expect something like, you see this, oh, it's a third-person shooter, let me play, and then it's a completely different game from what you imagined, because they tried to innovate, and they ruined the experience because they were focusing on one feature, while the rest of the game was ignored. We are trying to make a complete game where everything feels good, even death. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a big part of the game.
Absolutely. And you're right. I found myself laughing more than half the time when I was dying, because it was like I knew that was there and I still jumped or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're
It's like,
welcome.
thank you for that. And then on top of it, I decided, hey, I'm gonna torture myself a little bit more, and I'm gonna play Hell mode. I'm gonna see what
God.
that's all about.
We're
How did
sorry.
that go?
We're sorry.
I'm not.
What the heck, guys? I mean, what were you thinking with that? I mean,
was
I think
thinking,
it's
oh,
awesome,
It's
but
fault.
Yes.
I had nothing to do with it.
When I told Nick, hey Nick, I think I want to make something more challenging, and she told me, dude, are you serious? Don't do it. And I was like, too late. I already did it. Our tester is coming to test it.
Yeah.
Be sure to tune into the next episode of our interview miniseries with Nick and Angelos as we go behind the scenes and learn more about Robbie Swifthand and the Orb of Mysteries, and visit your Steam store to pick up your copy of Robbie Swifthand today.